great convention last night? You don't know how excited I am to have Steve at the top of our ticket. As all of you know, he's no stranger to this committee because he's been a long-time member of the committee. But working with Bill Lindsay, our presiding officer, and Rick Montano, our county legislator, he's going to work hand in hand with our supervisor, Phil Nolan, and this great ticket to bring Islip Town a Democratic victory this November. Are you ready for it? Yeah! Nomination in the name of someone who I've known since I'm 12 years old. And a lot of you have known also since you're 12 years old, because that's about how long he's been around Islip Town Democratic politics. And I have to tell you, I can't imagine anyone else that I'd rather see standing at the helm here of our ticket in Islip Town than Phil Nolan. In the past few very short months, he has demonstrated not only to all of us what we already knew, but to each and every Islip Town resident, just exactly what having a two-party system in Islip Town is going to mean for them. Not only is it going to mean an end to the corruption that they have seen over these past many years, but it's going to mean an opening of Town Hall to each and every resident, no matter who he or she is, and demand of services that they're going to be able to get from Islip Town government. Something that they have not gotten in the past 50 years under one-party rule. It was only a short time ago, Sandra and I reminisce, 1968 was the last time a Democrat sat in Islip Town Hall since Phil Nolan was sworn in as Islip Town Supervisor. And that's been a long time, and the town has suffered because of it. He's going to talk to you about some of the things he's accomplished over the past few months, but the thing that I want to stress home to you is that we're going to be able to prove to the Islip Town residents that Democrats know how to govern. We're going to take the Steve Levy, Bill Lindsay, Rick Montano form of reform government and bring it right here to Islip. Phil Nolan started to do that the past couple of months. We're going to make sure we give him a team that can help him finish that and really get the job done. You know, 2 years ago we ran a campaign under Steve Levy where he had a Republican county legislature, and we said if you like the job that Steve's doing, think about the job that he could be doing if you give him the Democrat majority on the Suffolk County legislature. Well, we're just going to do the same thing right here. If you like the job that Phil Nolan has been doing in uncovering the waste and going head-to-head with those Republicans on the town board to bring good government to Islip, if you like the job that Phil Nolan has been doing these past couple of months, think about the job that he could do if you give him the team on the town board that he can accomplish that much more. So I am proud to place the nomination in the name of my good friend, Supervisor Phil Nolan, for his first full 4-year term. Thank you.
Nomination. I'd like to recognize Presiding Officer Bill Lindsay for that purpose. Thank you.
This is a night that I thought I would never see. And it started 6 years ago, about 6.5 years ago, when my good friend Rich Schaffer was named the chairman of our Democratic Committee in Suffolk County. And I am the proudest person in the world to say that I was his first victory, and he's never looked back. And we've seen the Republicans fall one by one in every town. And I said it's the last bastion of Republicanism in Suffolk County, and that man is going to lead a ticket to defeat the Islip Republicans. The victory is within our sight. And the only one that can prevent it from happening is us. If we stick together between now and November, Phil Nolan is going to be re-elected to a full 4-year term as the supervisor of the town of Islip. a Democrat. In this town, they never knew a Democrat supervisor in town of Islip. This is historic. And with Phil's leadership, he's going to lead our ticket of candidates to victory. And he's going to have a majority on the board in Islip, which will enable him to enact the reforms that he's been talking about and he's been stymied. It is, without a doubt, a great pleasure for me to second the nomination of Phil Nolan to be our supervisor for the town of Islip, and I fully endorse our slate of candidates to go with him in November to lead us to victory.
Bill.
I'm very, very proud to stand before you tonight. I was very proud to stand before you last year to start this battle. And we did something really historic. And a lot of people in this room, Rich Schaffer, Bill Lindsay, so many of you did so much to propel me. We don't accomplish these things on our own. We had an ambitious agenda, and we did attain something really historic. I'm the first Democrat in 60 years, because Kangheiser was a conservative. The first Democrat to sit on the board in 40 years, and that's all great. But we promised a lot of things in the campaign. And I've said this so many times over the last 6 months as people have said, oh, you're doing a good job, you did this, you did this. And I keep saying, doing what I said I was going to do. Ethics reform, transparency, watching their money, accountability, all those things that sound so mundane, and they are. That's what it's all about. It's all about performance. We've accomplished a lot. I'm not going to make a big speech tonight because the phone rings. Because you know all the things we've been doing. And we're going to go into a campaign. And this campaign can really be kind of synthesized by what happened at the town board today. For the last 4 months, they won't give up. They let it ring. My wife. That wasn't a lie. That was true. I just hung up on her, so there's some work to do tonight. It's not been a long enough day already. About 4 months ago, I got into the issue of health benefits for part-time employees. And it has become an enormous issue across Long Island, actually. And frankly, this was the dirty little secret of government, not just here, but in lots of places. You know, you have politically well-connected people who make a certain amount of money, and you slip them a $15,000 health benefit under the table. The only problem is, this year it was costing about $360,000 to have Islip. So I engaged in a battle with these guys. And I harped on it, and I harped on it. So today, I went to adjourn the meeting after they had defeated my resolution for the 6th straight time. And I said, do I have a motion to adjourn? And Flodder pulled out a resolution. And this is after his group had made their report about the whole issue. I opened the resolution up and I looked, and I noticed January 1st, 2008, the benefits stopped. Okay? That's called being vindicated. That's called collapsing under the pressure. And it's really... You know, but it's really all wrong still. They could have saved, if I'd had a Democratic town board in the beginning of this year, we would have saved $300,000 this year. But the last payoff, the last bow to their political bosses was keeping those benefits in place for another 6 months. You know what they told the taxpayers? Nolan's right. We're going to stop them. We can't just do it right now because to hell with you. To hell with you. And what it really comes down to is that while I've been pretty successful so far and done a lot of good things, they have tied my hands. They have tied my hands. And I assure you, what this campaign is going to be about is, here's what we've done so far, here's what they did in response, and please, untie my hands. And elect a town board that's going to work with me instead of against you, the public. But anyway, let's keep working together. The messages from Bill, Lindsay, and Rich are on the money. We have a great slate. Stay on point, keep our eye on the ball, and we are going to prevail in this year, in this election, and we're going to really make some history. We're going to elect a town board in this township for the first time in at least 60 years. So thank you for your nomination, and good night.